they started shooting at me. And keep in mind, they didn't want to go too far up because it was a main road. So like while they're shooting at him, traffic is looking. So they only had not that long to get in the car and leave and get back to whatever side of town they're from, right? No pictures, please. Cameras flashing. I'm VIP. I'm a big deal. My life a movie. I'm the one they wanna be still. And I'm a queen, yeah. Keep it real, yeah. I keep my circle tighter than an earring piercing. Like a bag. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, the Kimora channel. Kudos to my kings and queens for tapping in. Today we're gonna get into the time that I got shot at. I feel like it's my turn to say what happened. I'm not gonna say no names, but yeah, I just feel like it's time for me to tell my side of the story. But in order for me to tell you what, I'm saying, what happened with what happened, I gotta tell you what happened before that. So let's get into it. So I used to tell my boyfriend and his friends, my boyfriend at the time, and his friends all the time, like, I feel some type of way. I wouldn't go anywhere tonight because I just feel some type of way. I feel like some shit's gonna happen either with the streets or the police or something like that, right? So they always used to feel like I was, they used to feel like I was like a party pooper or I was trying to stop the fun or whatever, right? So, sorry y'all, my phone is going crazy. So whatever. So this particular night, I told him don't go nowhere, right? I'm like, I just feel like some shit's gonna pop off. Don't go nowhere. So they end up going anyway because he's hard-headed. So the next morning I called him and I was like, just trying to make sure he made it in the house safely, and he did. So when I called him, he was like, he still had an attitude from the night before because we kind of argued a little bit. So he was like, just pull up or whatever. So I pulled up and I lived like maybe less than 10 minutes from him at the time. So I got there fairly quick. And so I got there fairly quick. And when I got there, he was like he was about to come outside. He was finishing getting his stuff together. So I'm calling him, and I guess he's thinking I'm calling him to tell him to come outside, which I was. But I was really calling him because, okay, so when I first pulled up, I'm of course, about to call him and tell him to come outside. But when I looked over to my left, I seen a car with 3 men, and they jumped out. They put on blue gloves as soon as I pulled up and got a revolver out, right? So I'm like, 2 plus 2 equal 4. Okay. Well, I'm trying to call him again. I'm like, why you ain't answering the phone? He's not answering the phone. He's trying to be a smart ass because me and him got into it the night before, right? So he's just on some like, I'm not answering. I'm about to come outside. Quit fucking calling me, right? So, he fucking never answers the phone. So the dudes start walking from his neighbor's like abandoned house, like this vacant house that his neighbors had just moved out of. They're walking from there and they start to get closer to his house. It's only it's only literally one front yard away, so it's not that long. And so when they're getting closer, I try to call him one last time. He looks out his window and he's like, hold on, here I come, right? I'm just like, what the fuck, like, whatever, like, you pissing me off. But I'm like trying to tell you, it's some people over here coming up on you type shit. So he comes out the door or whatever, and I'm panicking. He comes out the door, this man, I'm not even gonna call him out, but this man turns around and he starts locking his front door, as he should though on a regular day. So I can't even call him slow, but it's just like, I'm obviously trying to tell you something. So he turns around. I roll my window down, and because he's not answering the phone and these men are like getting closer to him, so I didn't really have much of a choice but to scream at this point. So I roll my window down and I'm like, we're gonna call him Ern. So I'm like, Ern, run. He looks behind him, he looks at me, he looks irritated, but he quickly sees why I told him to run. So he sees them and he takes off running. Now keep in mind, like 3 houses from him is the elementary school, so he runs zigzag to the elementary school. And they start shooting at him like while he's running to the elementary school. And when they started shooting, I reversed my car out into the main road. If you're from where I'm from, I'm talking about Waterston Elementary. It yeah, so I back, and you know it sits on the main road. So I back out into the main road, and there's a white lady that pulls up, and she's like, so I back out and she pulls up like this. I back out into like traffic. I'm knowing that it's probably a 90% chance that I was gonna get hit, but I felt like I had a better percentage of surviving a wreck than surviving getting shot by these losers. So when I back out or whatever, they're like, the lady's like, she starts screaming, because when I back out, I guess they felt like I messed up their hit or whatever, like they didn't get to get the job done or whatever. So they was mad at me, so they immediately turned around when they realized they couldn't get him. They started shooting at me, and keep in mind, they didn't want to go too far up because it was a main road. So like while they're shooting at him, traffic is looking, so they only had not that long to get in the car and leave and get back to whatever side of town they're from, right? So they feel like they lost that, so they immediately just start shooting at me. But because I'm like I back out, there's this car right here. So if there's this car right here and I'm right here, we don't have that much space in between us. If I'm dodging bullets, the lady's dodging bullets too. So she's screaming, so I finish backing out, like get out from in front of her car, and I go toward the elementary school. So like I back out, stop right here, get shot at, continue to back out, turn my car this way and go this way. She continues this way, right? So I go to elementary school to get my boyfriend at the time, whatever. And at this point, I'm not knowing what is shot on my car. I just know that my car is shot. So because I'm not hit, but it was pointed towards me, so I know like my car took the shots, right? Common sense. So I go to get him, and we get back on. So if you're from where I'm from, you know by Waterston Elementary is the road named Nashan. So we get on Nashan, and I think that's how you say it. So we go all the way to Myers. So if you drive all the way up Nashan and make like a few turns, you'll be at Myers, grocery store off Hurstbourne. So that's where I was at. I was at the gas station, and I called my mom. Well, I called my best friend Roshan. If you're watching this, call my bitch Roshan, and I just told her I got shot at, but she started panicking. That's my bitch. So like, of course, she's anything with me and shot and just certain words in one sentence, she's panicking. So she tells my mom like I got shot. I heard her drop the phone and tell my mom I got shot. I'm like, no, I didn't get shot. I just said I got shot at. So we go to so we at the gas station in Myers. We sitting there. My mama pulls up. My mom, my best friend, and my mom's best friend. We're gonna call my mom's best friend Cece. So my best friend's name is Roshan. My mom's best friend's name is Cece. And then my mama's name is Mama, obviously, right? So they all pull up in one car, and she's going off on my boyfriend at the time. She's kind of mad at him, as any mother would be, feeling like, it's his fault that I'm in this shit, whatever. So we go to, So we go to so my mom calls the police because my car got shot at, of course, and so she's getting a police report. You know how parents are, or whatever. We're not really saying much because it's just it's a lot going on. It was just better just to not say much, so we just didn't. And yeah, so that's what happened, and we left. We ended up going to get my tire fixed at this little used tire shop up the road. It was like $20 to get another used tire. Got that real quick, and then went to my house and dropped my boyfriend at the time off to his friend's house that was like 10 doors down from mine. So literally right before I put into my driveway, I just pulled up, let him out, and went on into my house or whatever. I was so mad at my mom, I remember, because she took my keys, because she was like, she was being smart. She was like, but yeah, she took my keys. I was trying to see what my camera's saying. Let me hurry up. But she took my keys, and she was like telling me, you drive a bright yellow car. Like, you don't need to be driving this car. People's looking for y'all, whatever. So she took my keys. I was so mad at her. So whatever. But she really probably saved my life. But yeah, that was the story about the first time that I got shot. I have so much, like, more stories to tell y'all. I've been through so much in my little life. And a lot of people look at me and don't even realize. But yeah, I've been through a lot. And that's why I'm so like grateful for everything that I have, and I'm so grateful to have made it where I made it to, because a lot of my friends are, like I said, friends and people that I don't fuck with. They're not here anymore or in jail, and I don't know, I'm just grateful. But make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I have a lot of stories about like some of y'all's favorite people. I have stories just about the streets. I have a lot of different stories, but yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you
No
later.
pictures, please. Cameras flashing. I'm VIP. I'm a big deal. My life a movie. I'm the one they wanna be still.